There are many valid reasons why we should consider relocating and working abroad. But for many, the biggest draw is the chance to significantly increase their earning potential. But of course, earning a higher wage is a good reason to consider upping stake all by itself. But it's not all about money. Relocation can also be beneficial to your career aspirations too. To help you pick a destination, we've taken a look at the latest data from the OECD and put together a list of the countries with the highest average salaries. But before we tackle further, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the bell for you to be always updated to our next video. Here are the top 10 countries with the highest salary. 10. Australia. Many people are interested in relocating to Australia as the countries combine a desirable lifestyles with one of the most resilient and stable economies in the world. It's also home to some of the biggest companies on the planet, while its key industry including mining, agriculture, and the service sector. Despite its enormous geographical landscape, Australia has a relatively small population and is always looking to encourage immigration for skilled workers. 9. Belgium. Belgium is more than just the heart of European politics. It's also one of the countries with the continent's highest average salary, a trend made possible by the country's ever-expanding economy. Due to its advantageous location, Belgium shares borders with France, Germany, and the Netherlands. The country is a key leader in the EU trade. If you choose to relocate to Belgium, you'll find a very competitive labor market while, much like of the rest of the Europe, consumer prices are generally higher than the UK. 8. Austria. Another small European country that has advanced its reputation for financial stability. Austria boasts a highly industrialized and well-developed social market economy. While it has traditionally depended on its cultural and geographical neighbor Germany for trade, its membership of the EU has allowed it to flourish in recent years. Austrian companies have been particularly active in the former communist bloc in Eastern Europe, and even though many of its private and public institutions suffered from recent financial crisis, it has still managed to attract significant investment from abroad. Its key industries include manufacturing, communication, and tourism. 7. Norway. Norway's economy is largely reliant on the natural resources of the country, which include petroleum exploration and production and hydroelectric power. The state also owns many businesses in strategic areas, while favorable labor conditions have resulted in a productive workforce with one of the highest standards of living in the world. While this is the downside by high living costs, Norway is a strikingly beautiful place to live, and with the most Scandinavian countries, is run by socially progressive government. 6. Denmark. Danes enjoy one of the most comfortable living standards in the world, and are lucky enough to be home to some of the best companies too. Their economy depends heavily on foreign trade and is supported by high-tech agriculture and some natural resources like Norway. Denmark also boasts extensive government welfare measures and has one of the most stable currencies in the world. 5. The Netherlands. Despite the fact that Netherlands is a small country and has relatively small population, they've managed to make their economy one of the biggest in the world. The country has an above-average level of economic growth and a low rate of unemployment, while the Dutch complement their well-paid job with a famously comfortable lifestyle. 4. USA. If you're wondering why we should move to the US, then from a financial perspective, you should end up very well off. After all, the US is one of the largest economies in the world. The US dollar is used in the most international transactions and is the world's foremost reserve currency. The economy is built up upon the country's abundance of natural resources and its well-developed infrastructure, while it is also a world leader in an array of industries, most notably in technology, where many of the world's most powerful companies. As the US is such a large country, salary rate may differ drastically depending on where you base, but you can expect to be well paid if you work in one of the US tech hubs, such as San Francisco, Austin, or New York City. 3. Iceland. For an isolated and environmentally hostile island in the middle of the North Atlantic, Iceland has carved out a formidable economic niche for itself in the recent decades. Its unique environmental properties make it one of the largest domestic energy producers in the world. While its traditional export is the fishery market, has been superseded by recent diversification into software, finance, and manufacturing sectors. With its extensive use in the major films and television productions such as Game of Thrones, islands also experience a major boom in tourism sectors too. Number 2. Switzerland. Switzerland is considered a special safe haven, as it has one of the most stable economies in the world. Relocating to Switzerland could mean an extremely high earning potential, especially if you work in finance. Although they are well paid across many sectors, be prepared, though, to burn through your earnings, because Zurich is the most expensive city in the world. Number 1. Luxembourg. At the top of the pile, though is one of the world's smallest nations, despite their size, Luxembourgers enjoy one of the best economies. Unsurprisingly, their economy is heavily dependent on banking sector, as well as the steel and industrial sectors, with the country also boasting a reputation as the greenest country in Europe. It is often referred to us as the green heart of Europe. Relocating to any country can be a life, career, and changing experience. But if your main motivation is money, then these countries are the place to go. Before we end this video, which of these countries would you consider relocating? Once again, this is MB Amazing World. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell for you to be updated to our next video.